Well, welcome back, and we have a new way of doing the feature topic. Well, we're going to try this way. We don't know if we're going to keep this way. We're not going to choose from the bowl. We're going to get the more participation from the guests that we have. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give them the future topics, and whichever topic y'all want to talk about, y'all pick it. And that's what y'all talk about. And then, whichever guests come next, y'all said that y'all already discussed the topic, so they got to choose from the topics that we have left. So this is the first 4, so y'all get to choose from the 4 fresh ones that we have. Go ahead.
So why did you tell me to explain it? You just want to explain it?
Oh, because I knew you wanted to explain it right. Okay. Forget the floor too.
The bowl ain't hurting this floor, man.
Okay,
I had to catch myself, but I'll tell you off the camera. So, feature topics. 4 feature topics. Topic number 1, navigating code switching in social and professional settings. Topic number 2, friendship dynamics as adults. Topic number 3, thoughts on Afrofuturism. And topic number 4, what contributes to identity crisis? So, out of those 4 topics, we'll let y'all pick. Y'all can huddle amongst yourselves.
Which one's going?
Flip a coin or.
I feel like you're not old enough to. We have to do the other one.
Which ones? What's the third one?
Dun.
I'm cool with doing any of them. Which one?
Yeah, we can do the third one.
What was the third one?
Third one, thoughts on Afrofuturism.
What is Afrofuturism?
So Afrofuturism is like, I'm gonna use like Black Panther for an example. So you have like a lot of, it's not just solely on like science fiction movies, but it's like, putting a lens on Black people in science fiction. You know what I'm saying? Not books, not just movies, but books, movies. Having a perspective, because I watch a lot of sci-fi movies or whatever, and a lot of times it's always from the perspective of other people, white people, Caucasians.
Star Trek.
Yeah, exactly. So like a good example is Black Panther. You know how you got the sci-fi, you got the technology in the movie and stuff.
Have you ever read
that.
any Afrofuturism books? Because there's a great author that I've read a bunch of her books. What's the book called? I'll Google it.
Yeah, he'll put it up there as well. So that's what y'all want to talk about?
So, wait, what was the fourth one?
The first, you said what?
The last one.
The last one, what contributes to identity crisis?
We can do the last one.
Okay.
You want to do the last one?
Okay. So the future, So the feature topic we are doing is what contributes to identity crisis. So, who wants to start that?
I mean, I could start.
Go ahead and start.
A
Terrence.
big thing that contributes to identity crisis is whatever type of cultural system that you live in. Mm-hmm. I mean, if you live under capitalism, where it's, because if you think about it, going to school. Did you go to school where you wore uniforms?
No.
Did you go to school where you wore uniforms? Did you go to school where you?
I went to the hood school. Bro.
Okay, so I went to the hood school too, and y'all went to school in suburbs. You went to school in suburbs. Y'all went to. Okay, so identity crisis a lot of times is you find an identity crisis because a lot of times I went to hood school, and I know a lot of kids couldn't afford like certain clothes.
Yeah.
So they were trying to like find an identity for themselves, but people would just be more paying attention to how expensive their clothes was, and they were trying to live above who they were. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times they would get into fights because they were poorer kids. A lot of times it's like identity crisis deal with like how you look. Like you have funny looking kids, somebody you look funny, you go through like your funny looking stage. You overweight, go through your overweight stage. I feel like a lot of things that deal with identity crisis are things that make us insecure. Like being insecure, like weight, aesthetics, money, the way you may talk, just social awkwardness. Contribute to identity crisis. I think like a lot of those things, because you try to live above the things that are wrong, that not that are wrong with you, that you feel are wrong with you, that make you feel wrong with you. You try to live above those things, so sometimes it just causes you to have an identity crisis. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times, some people don't know how to deal with that. I mean, they either need to go to therapy, or some people try to commit suicide. But I shouldn't say that word. Power themselves off themselves based on that. Well, go ahead.
I don't think you can say that on YouTube.
I changed. Go ahead.
So where self-transition, that's what you gotta say.
Self-transition?
Yeah, self-transition. Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all want to go?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got you. So like, kind of just like branching off what you said, I feel like it definitely comes from like people's insecurities, because a lot of times like you see people who like they'll be trying to find themselves, or like they'll be in the midst of like trying to do something where they see other people doing it, or it looks cool, or it's something that they see like, all right, this is something I can benefit from, but they don't know if it's really like good or bad. So they find themselves in somewhere where they're just not in a good place in life. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I don't know, it's hard to really say this because like I don't want to say this and have nobody like, oh, he pointed fingers, but like necessarily.
Go ahead, say it.
That's what podcast about.
Just thought out, man.
Just like I think most women that have like cosmetic surgery have identity crisis. Not saying that's a bad thing about them, because that's how you deal with life. But you have an identity crisis. Me going to the gym every day, I sometimes could have an identity crisis, because I feel like I want to be healthy, but a part of it is about aesthetics and how I feel like I look. You know what I'm saying? Identity crisis is like, it sometimes things that are negative is not always make you a bad person, but people feel like, oh, you're saying something negative about me, you're calling me a bad person. No, you're dealing with an identity crisis.
Yeah, that's true. But like kind of like how I said, like, yeah, seeing people do stuff, and then like the only reason why you would do it is because you're seeing someone getting like a gain from it, and it's like either a financial gain or something like beneficial. Like, all right, this person's around these type of people, or this person's getting access to these type of things, and I want this type of lifestyle. But a lot of times it's like they're not doing stuff for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And truly, like they get to a point to where they really don't know what they're doing and why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That was bad. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, and then off of that, like honestly, I know this question is probably like all of us as a whole, but I think us as like Black Americans, we have an identity crisis because we don't really know where we came from or anything, so we don't even know how we supposed to be acting and how much we changed from every generation. How like just starting off as slaves, then ending up having being free and having our own environments, our own neighborhoods, then segregation or desegregation, now we with white people and stuff, and it's like all that stuff, we don't know how we supposed to act. So then people connecting stuff to being Black that shouldn't be connected. Like if you don't have money, that's something that's connected to Blackness, or you violent, that's connected to Blackness. That's not Blackness. So all this stuff could be identity crisis. All this stuff.
Like have you ever like heard somebody and they like around white people, and you like, dang, that, like you don't even, you from England, like, because I have an identity crisis where they feel like they have to like take themselves to a different type of human being. Like it's code switching, but it's kind of like to the point where it's just like you are creating a new identity. This is the white me. Like a lot of people go to work and they're dealing with identity crisis. Go ahead.
To me, what contributes to identity crisis, I think it's a multitude of things. I think it's where you grow up at, your environment, social media. Because I know people deal with it as they get older, but it's more prevalent when we are younger, because we're trying to find acceptance from our peers. And it's like you said, like they'll see people doing getting a monetary gain from it, so they'll try to emulate, copy and do the same thing, even if it's something risky, something dangerous, something they have no business doing. I feel like as you get older and as you start finding yourself a little bit more, you could kind of get away from that and just realize, like, hey, I'm comfortable with who I am. I can dress how I want to dress. I can talk how I want to talk, say what I want to say, do what I want to do. But I just think a lot of the contributing factors is environment, like nowadays social media, especially. I don't think this is really identity crisis, but it's just like some of the problems that we deal with that we could avoid. A lot of times we just like fighting, for instance. Sometimes you can walk away, but you want to prove that you're tough and all this other stuff to people, and so now you're fighting for no reason. This person get hurt, you get hurt, or whatever. You could just simply just walk away and just like, man, I don't care what you say. So I just feel like there's a lot of things that contribute to that.
I just think that go ahead and find your identity. Make sure it's not a crisis, and I think you'll be cool from there.
Like those are your final. Do you have anything that can help people that's dealing with identity crisis or going through that type
therapy.
of
Therapy. I mean,
Having
therapy.
a hobby, finding something that you enjoy.
Right. Find something that you feel is you.
And being proud to be yourself. Like,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
just gotta be okay with people not liking you.
Like, you have to be
Do that thing that you think people gonna make fun of you for doing.
Yeah, it's kind of like I remember, and this is crazy. Like growing up, I used to read a lot. I still read a lot now. I would never let people know I read a lot when I was growing up because I went to hood school.
Yeah.
They'd be like, dude, you reading? Because, black people wait for people for anything.
Yeah.
You reading? This nigga think he got knowledge.
Yeah, like you
He
get
trying to be smart.
like you get good grades.
Yeah, like you get, so I used to read a lot, and I used to always because I'm sitting with the cool kids, so I'm like, I don't want these dudes to know I'm reading, and I'm going home reading my book, going through my book. But then you start realizing like you're insecure, you're dumb, and you're feeling that because you probably can't read well, or you probably you feel like you shouldn't be reading. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find those things that you think that are a part of you, but you think they're not cool enough. Don't care what somebody else think about it because you ain't doing nothing but denying yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you're too worried about what other people think about you. So
Yeah, forget them people. F them people.
yeah, so
That's the key.
identity.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
And make sure you follow, like, share, and subscribe. We're growing. We have 3.1 million views now on the channel. Thank you.
3.1 or I think it might be 3.2 today.
Yeah,
It might be 3.2 today.
Yeah, and our subscribers has grown.
Yeah, we had like 6,600.
6,600, and when we first started, thank you Extreme Compound, because we first started here, we was like 900 something.
Yeah.
So we doing to thank the Extreme Compound. We've been here for
Yeah,
like
plus we found a way to crack the code. We ain't gonna give y'all the secret.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying, so we get people to follow and just put interesting information and dope videos to watch. So thank y'all and.